Look at me. No, really look at me. Stop staring at the floorboards like they're gonna open up and swallow you whole. They won't. I checked. Put the glass down. The bourbon's shaking in your hand. You've spilled more on your sleeve than you've drank tonight. It's a waste of $50 whiskey. But then, waste is kinda your brand, isn't it? 10 years. 10 years of I love yous whispered into the back of my neck while you were calculating the depreciation on my life insurance policy. 10 years of you killing spiders for me because I'm brave about everything except the eight-legged things. Jesus, the irony makes me want to scream until my vocal cords snap. You hired a professional. Let that sink in. You didn't just snap one night. You didn't lose control. You budgeted for it. You compared Yelp reviews for murderers. You probably asked for a military discount. And you picked him. Of all the desperate, greedy, incompetent lowlifes scraping the bottom of the dark web barrel, you picked the one guy who has a gambling problem the size of the national debt and a conscience he pawned 3 weeks ago to pay off a bookie named Knuckles. You didn't vet him. You didn't run a background check. You treated a hit on your wife like you treat ordering a pizza extra pepperoni. Hold the witnesses, deliver to the master bedroom Tuesday at 3 a.m. Tuesday. Our anniversary. 13 years. Baker's dozen. Unlucky for some. I know because I was there. I was in the closet. The walk-in. The one you built me for my birthday 3 years ago. For the girl who has everything, you said. Needs a place to put it. I was hanging up the silk robe you bought me. The red one. The one you said made me look like a danger zone. I was smiling at the tag. Dry clean only. I was thinking about how I'd wear it tomorrow night at the reservation you begged me to make at that Italian place with the tiramisu I pretend to hate but actually love. Then the window slid open. No shatter. No alarm trigger. Just, slide, professional. Clean. He knew the code. You gave him the code a 1-9-8-4. The year we met. The year you decided I was an asset worth acquiring. He came in silent. Boots on the carpet. Breathing slow. He had a suppressed Glock. Very Hollywood. Very quiet. He stood at the foot of the bed *r* bed and he waited. He watched me sleep for 4 minutes. I know because I watched the timestamp on the nanny cam feed on my phone later. For minutes of him staring at the rise and fall of my chest. He raised the gun. 2 inches from my temple. And he sneezed. Achoo, full body convulsion. The gun jerked. The round punched through the headboard. Feathers exploded. A snowstorm of goose down in the dark. I didn't scream. I didn't freeze. I rolled off the bed. Under the frame. Combat role. Marine Corps. 2004 to 2008. You knew that. You used to brag about it at dinner parties. My wife? She could kill you with a salad fork. Semper Fi, baby. You forgot. Or you just didn't think it mattered. You thought the soft version of me, the one who bakes sourdough and cries at dog food commercials, was the only version that existed. Mistake number 1. Mistake number 2? The hitman. Carlos. Real name, Gary. Gary from Akron, Ohio. Gary who has severe seasonal allergies and a cat he loves more than his own mother. Gary who, when the dust from the feathers hit his nose, sneezed again. And again. 3 times. A sneezing fit in the middle of a contracted execution. I came up behind him. I didn't have a weapon. I had the antique brass letter opener from your grandfather's desk. The one you keep threatening to throw away because it's ugly. I drove it into his kidney. Up under the ribs. Twisted. He didn't make a sound. Just a wet gasp. Like a balloon deflating. He crumpled. Heavy. Smelled like cheap cologne and cat litter. I stood over him. Heart hammering. Hands steady. Scary steady. I looked at the gun on the floor. I looked at the window. I looked at my phone lighting up on the nightstand. A text from you. Done, just that. 4 letters. A question mark. Sent 3:02 a.m. I picked up the phone. My thumb hovered. Then I texted back from his phone. The one in his jacket pocket. Asterisk target secured. Package ready for pickup. Bring the rest of the money to the usual spot. 4 a.m. Come alone. No cops, asterisk I sent it. Then I dragged Gary into the closet. My closet. The one you built. He fits perfectly behind the shoe rack. Cold already. Fast. I cleaned the feathers. Vacuumed the carpet. Flipped the mattress. Threw the duvet in the industrial washer in the basement. Bleach. Hot water. Twice. I know forensics. I know luminol. I know how to make a crime scene vanish before the sun comes up. I showered. Scrubbed until the water ran pink. Put the red robe back on. Tied the belt tight. And I waited in the kitchen. Dark. Silent. Knife block in front of me. I picked the chef's knife. 8 inches. High carbon. Holds an edge. Headlights swept the living room walls at 3:58 a.m. Your car. The BMW. Engine off. Door open. Footsteps on the pavers. Heavy. Breathing hard. You parked around the back. The service entrance. Like a thief. Like a ghost. You came in through the mud room. Keys jingling. You always jingle them. Nervous habit. Gary, you whispered. Loud enough to wake the dead. Gary, you in here? I stepped out of the shadow of the pantry. You froze. The keys stopped jingling. Your face. God, I wish I had a picture. The blood draining. The jaw going slack. The pupils blowing wide. Surprise, I said. My voice didn't shake. It was low. Flat. Terrifyingly calm. You forgot to tip the help. You're supposed to be. You couldn't say dead. The word wouldn't form. It got stuck in your throat with the bourbon and the lies. Dead? I tilted my head. Yeah. That was the plan. Tuesday. Anniversary. Poetic, right? Till death do us part, literally. You always did have a flair for the dramatic. Sarah, listen. I can explain. Explain what? The 50,000 in the offshore account? The encrypted emails? The life insurance policy you upped to $2 million last month? The text message you just sent to a dead man asking if the job was done? I was stressed. The business. The debt. You don't understand the pressure, I laughed. A sharp, barking sound. No humor in it. Pressure is watching your best friend die in Fallujah because the intel was bad. Pressure is holding his intestines in with your bare hands while the medevac circles. Pressure is coming home and realizing the person you swore to protect is the one holding the knife. I took a step forward. You took one back. Hit the counter. I wasn't the asset, was I? I whispered. I was the liability. The payout. You're my wife. Asterisk was asterisk past tense. As of 3:02 a.m. today. When you asked a stranger to blow my brains out while I dreamed about tiramisu. I didn't want to hurt you. I wanted the money to save us. I was going to call it off. I changed my mind. When? When the gun jammed? When Gary sneezed. When you pulled into the driveway tonight hoping to find a corpse instead of a witness? I panicked. Panicked people buy the wrong size shoes. Panicked people forget anniversaries. You calculated. You strategized. You outsourced the dirty work because you didn't have the guts to do it yourself. I set the knife on the counter. Slow. Deliberate. The clack of steel on granite sounded like a gavel. Here's what's going to happen now. You slumped. Shoulders dropping. The fight leaking out of you like air from a punctured tire. Sarah, please. Prison. I'll lose everything. The firm. The house. My license. Your license. I snorted. You're a divorce attorney, Mark. You know exactly how this works. You know the statutes. You know the sentencing guidelines for solicitation of murder. Attempted murder. Subscribe to Betrayal and Revenge for more unbelievable stories of betrayal and karma.